You know, people often tell me that I have too much stuff, and I'm starting to think they might be right. Hello. The problem with my full house isn't that I have no eye for design. The problem with my house is that I have too many things and not enough storage, and I really need to fix that. So that is what we're going to do today. This is going to be the filler episode. Which is weird because you'd think it'd be the beach episode with where I'm at. I need about 300,000 bells to upgrade my house to the next level, which will give me more storage. And that's going to be today's priority, because I would like to actually work on my house at some point. That's why I have so much furniture, is because I want to make my house look decent. And right now it looks completely, wildly not decent. And so today I'm gonna show you how I get rich quick, which is so effective I haven't done it yet. There's the message in a bottle. Ew, gold and something. I can't build with gold. I don't have much gold. The unfortunate first step for how to get rich quick is you dig up your fossils. You dig up your fossils, you shake your valuable fruit trees, and you start selling things. Ooh, it's a large butterfly. You're worth something. Now you might be thinking, could I just clean out my storage? And the answer to that is, I've looked at what I have, and I like what I have. The stuff that is in my storage is stuff that I would like to decorate with. So, yes, I could, is the answer, but why do that when you can just hoard everything? This is honestly kind of a frustrating part of the game, where you can build slopes, and you can build bridges, and you can upgrade your house, and there's also all the stuff on Harv's Island, which costs 100,000 bells apiece. Yeah, you can do all that. I can't. And at the risk of saying something I've said before, there is the question of why don't you just do turnips? You know, I have some bells. I could buy turnips. I could spend all my bells on turnips, and that's not really a bad idea. Between what I have in the ABD and what I have in my inventory, I have about 150-ish bells to my name. The problem with that is, when you start to see people getting millions of bells for selling turnips, that comes from people who put multiple 100,000 in, at least. I could put everything I have into turnips, and if I buy them for, say, 95 bells a piece, and then sometime in the week they sell for 500, yeah, I will make a lot of money, but there is a very good chance I won't get a 500 bell day. So, at that point, you're more so looking at, say, a 120 bell day, and then you make, a few thousand bells? Is that worth the effort? To me, not really. I've got 5 fossils, I've got a gyroid. I'm gonna get the fossils assessed. Now, with where I'm at in the game, there's a pretty good chance that I will not get a new fossil. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. And hopefully I don't get very many new fossils today. Yay! Every fossil is a duplicate. Now I am going to do donation because I got a painting, and none of the bugs are new, which means I can sell those as well. Alright, I believe that is painting number 3. I am cruising on the paintings. Don't ask about the bugs or fish, that is a rude question to ask. So the question now is, what do I get for my, what's it called? Fossils, bugs, things I'm allowed to sell. Now, I am selling gyroids at this point. I have been keeping them for no reason other than because they're cute, but they're also kind of an invasive species, so goodbye Squeezoid. Which brings us to 34,000. That's not bad, and that also means I need to drop some off at the ABD, which means we're doing really well so far. This is a good opportunity to find out how much I need, and also how much I have, because I don't really know. Ew, no, I'm way lower than I thought. That's not good. And I need more than I thought. I'm just like me, for real, for real. So, you've sold all your fish, you've sold all your bugs, and you've sold all your fossils. Now you go diving. From my experience, one of the best methods of getting bells pretty dang fast is to go diving. And I'm not really sure if that is, like, the best method, but it's the best one I have. One of the things to keep in mind is that the wetsuit doesn't break. Most tools break, like the fish. Nope, not fish. The fishing rod, the net, the shovel, those all break eventually. So, like, if you want to go catch fish, that's fine. But a lot of fish aren't worth very much, and the fishing rod will break. Like, that is just a fact. It is a tragic fact, but it is a fact. Oh no, we've come dangerously to the point of needing to make this into another podcast episode. Just like when we built the cliff. If I don't say something, I'm gonna have to cut this footage out. And then this video is gonna be like 10 minutes long. Actually, that's a good topic. Let's talk video length. This one's not gonna be worth anything. Seagrass? Seagrass! Seaweed. Close enough. One thing that's been sort of a goal of mine with every episode is to have it be, you know, a decent length. But I'm not really that particular about how long each video should be. I shoot for between 20 and 40 minutes, essentially. I think in the modern YouTube age, having a video under 20 minutes is kind of short unless you are making a short. Which I do like making shorts, and I do plan on doing more shorts. I have a short planned, and if you've watched this episode closely, or last week's episode closely, you have probably seen what the next short is going to be about. It's just finding the time to record. Now the good news is, I should have a bit more time, and I know that's been my constant whiny, woe is me, is not having enough time to record. That's just kind of the reality of things right now. But I am hoping to have more time to record, more time to work on this YouTube stuff. Now this guy's gonna be worth a bit of money, because he's a pain to catch. I wish I could tell you, like, oh, if you're having trouble diving and catching creatures, here's the trick. Now, I will give one trick. Creatures do not go under the net. Like, on the left side, you can see there's sort of a boundary. Creatures will not go under that. So if you can corner them, that does help. But this guy doesn't want to get cornered. And also, more so, I'm bad at cornering the creatures. Now, I said earlier that this is going to be the filler episode. That's a joke, to an extent anyway. Am I going to make progress on the town? No, but I also didn't do that last week. And I haven't really done that most weeks. There we go. It's a crab thing. That's worth something. The goal of this series, and I need to remind myself of this as much as I need to say it for anyone else, the goal of the series isn't to make constant progress. It's to experience a year of Animal Crossing, essentially. And this is part of it. It's not the most fun part of it, but this is part of it. If you want to know what playing Animal Crossing for an entire year is like, you've got to have some of the grindy stuff. A scallop? I hope there isn't a stalker behind me. One thing that was apparently changed in the 3.0 update is that Pascal now always gives you a pearl when you give him a scallop. In the past he would sometimes give you a pearl, and as someone who doesn't really care for the furniture he gives you, I'll take the pearl, but the only reason I want the pearl is to sell it. It's a squid. Wow, that was so easy to get. I thought it would be seaweed. I think what makes this an effective way to get bells is probably the fact that it's such a background activity. So like, if you look to your bottom right, you can see Family Guy, funny clips. Oh, I don't have the rights to that. Hello, Cap'n. Kinda wish you could talk to him from behind. It's kind of odd. The shadows on his boat, they don't like this camera angle very well. Normally you see the boat from this angle and it looks totally fine, but when you dive next to the boat, you can see the secrets. Ooh. You better get 3.0.2 released, Nintendo. Fix Cap'n's boat. That is something that is worth mentioning. Nintendo did release a small update for New Horizons that fixes a few of the issues. One of those issues was apparently that the rumble was a bit too strong. I actually noticed that right away. I noticed that the rumble felt oddly strong when I first booted up the game with the 3.0 update installed. And I was like, oh! They updated the rumble to, like, take advantage of the Joy-Con 2s. And, nope, it was a bug, apparently. So, that's cool. Some people like the stronger rumble, and they kind of are sad to see it go. Now, I will say, some people said, oh, it should be a setting, but Nintendo doesn't do settings for video games, and, I don't think that's entirely right. Like, people say, oh, Nintendo doesn't believe in video game settings, and the thing is that Nintendo does. They don't go very far with it. But Nintendo themselves, they do often do settings in video games, just not Animal Crossing. That's one of the things that's kind of sad about how Animal Crossing is handled, because, like, Animal Crossing is one of those games that a lot of people play. And it would be really neat if they had some, like, accessibility options. But they just don't. Alright. That was a decent amount of time and I got 30,000 bells. That's not good. Okay, next step is smash your rocks. Don't smash them. Don't eat food before you smash the rocks. But, like, get the resources from them. Because that's worth money. Now some people look at this and they go, you can't sell this, you have to put it in storage, but guess what? I do. I have a lot of these things in storage. I don't need these. Which actually does beg the question of, what are my hot items for the day? The next way to make money, look at the board. Log stakes, wooden bucket, those are simple things. And now with bulk crafting, you can make, if you can find them, you can make log stakes, and you can make 10 at a time. That would take almost all of my wood. What about the bucket? That takes the same amount of wood and an iron. But you know what? We're gonna do it. Because I feel like wasting all of my wood. And now, we have a butterfly to catch as well. And now, because that's the hot item, we can sell all of our buckets for a staggering... Well, that's not too bad. Although I guess I had the butterfly and 4 stones, so it's not great. And now I'm out of wood. That was a bad move. Yeah, just one episode after I said we would never see this island again in a video, guess what? We're showing the island in a video, because you can make bells here. By selling the crafting recipes. That's a joke. I want these recipes. Especially the glowing moss hood. Oh, that sounds sick. It's a shame it's probably not that sick. Where is it? I thought the new stuff shows up here. Oh, here it is. So if you want, you could actually buy like 1,000,000 CRTs and then make like a Goodwill and try to sell them to people. Oh, never mind, you can only buy one of each furniture item. Well, let's go ahead and just buy everything because I have a lot of Pokey. Now, for the record, I'm taking all of this to Tom Nook and I am going to sell it. Not Tom Nook. Tom Nook doesn't buy stuff in this game. I'm taking all this to the Nooklings and I'm going to sell it. But the actual way that you can make bells here is you can exchange your Pokey for bells. And you can do up to 15,000 Pokey per day. So now, I have more bells. I think it just went to the ABD on the main island, so... Okay, let's sell what I got, and then we will see what I have. I'm willing to bet the answer is disappointing. Oh, man. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Alright, let's just deposit everything just to see what the math adds up to. 300,000, that's not too bad. We're almost close. We are almost close. Ah, sick. You know, this goes to show you, I'll do all kinds of hard labor for my money, but I will never use the stock market. Speaking of hard labor, I haven't even gone over the best method yet. Catching bugs. I mean, I did just catch a bug. But no, the best method is actually catching bees. I'm kidding when I say it's the best method. I have no idea. The only reason I'm doing all these different methods is because diving for an episode is really dull. It's bees. Bees are worth a lot of bells. Beehives are also worth quite a bit of bells, I think. I hope. Please tell me I'm right. You know what? There's another method. There's another super secret special method that you can use to make bells, and it involves more currency conversion. You can redeem your Nook miles for a bell voucher. I'm surprised it's only 500 miles. I thought it was more than that, to be honest with you. Now you might be wondering, why don't you just do this method? Because it's slow. You can only get one voucher at a time. Actually, before I go back to bees, I'm going to show something that could work for some people. I am not going to be doing it. Not because it's cheaty, but because it's tedious and it requires another human being, and human beings are hard to come by. Goodbye, bell vouchers. How much do I get for you? Yeah. Yeah. It's 3,000 per voucher. I mean, that's not awful. That's really, really not that terrible. But the other method is you can actually come into your Nooklings and buy a duster. Oh, that's sick. No, you can come down here and you can buy a peach. For me, this is a peach. For you, it will be whatever your town fruit is. When you start the game up for the first time, you get a random fruit as your native fruit. Now, that fruit appears constantly. That fruit is everywhere in your island. And if you sell that fruit at your Nooklings, I think you get about 300 bells for it. Now, you saw the price in the Nooklings store. It is it is 400 bells for one fruit. So if you buy it and sell it at your island, you will lose money. You'll lose 100 bells every time. But if you sell it at a friend's town who has a different native fruit, I believe they actually buy it for 500, which means if you were to buy fruit on your island, and you can buy them in bulk, so you can buy them like 5 at a time. If you buy fruit on your island, you can go to a friend's island and sell them, and you will make profit. Not much profit, but it is profit. I'll be honest, I didn't really plan on this video being one really long tutorial. You may have noticed that some of the trees have bells in them. That is something that it exists. It's a feature. I believe it's 100 bells every time. There may be a random thing that I want to go into in a future episode, where you might be able to get more bells from trees, as in, like, the bells you get are worth more. I'm just not sure if that's a thing in this game, or if that's a thing in the last game. Or both. I mean, it's probably a thing in both. But I have to look into it and find out if I'm about to spread misinformation. Either way, I will say it's not a super great way to do it. I just wouldn't rely on the bells from trees as a way to make a lot of money, because you probably won't. The good news is I can also sell my sticks. I don't know what sticks are worth. I'm willing to bet they're in the double digits. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea how many bees you can get in a day. I think it's 5. I also feel like the amount of fossils you get in a day is like supposed to be 4, and I swear it's usually 5. So I don't know. Nothing makes sense anymore. Alright, what's your bet on how much a stick is worth? I'm guessing 50 bells. If it's more than that, they are getting scammed. Oof. Yike. I mean, that's not too bad. It's quite a few bees, though. I gotta be honest with you. I've got like 10,000 bells left to get, and I don't know what to do about it. I'm out of fruit to harvest. There's seashells, but those don't get you very much. I've used up almost all of my wood. What, am I supposed to get more wood to make more wooden buckets? What else is there for making money? I haven't talked to Sable yet today, but she doesn't give me any bells. She just gives me patterns. Oh, hey, more cracks. Is it a gyroid or is it a fossil? It's a gyroid, because I've got 5 fossils, and there's no way there's another fossil in my town. There better not be another fossil in my town. If you get 6 fossils every day, then I'm going to be mad, because I swear it's supposed to be 4, and 5 is egregious. And I know for a fact there was another one around here somewhere. It was right here. It's a fossil. It's a 6th fossil, because nothing makes sense. Why would anything make sense? No, I hit the wrong button. I did find out, though. This came up in an earlier episode, where if you say you want to donate, and you don't have anything to donate, you can ask him to assess. That is a 3.0 thing. That is actually a feature that I learned about when I was recording the 3.0 episode. Or at least I think it was the 3.0 episode. It's not new. Heck yeah. But anyway, I discovered that feature on camera for the first time ever. I was the one to discover it. Put my name in the Animal Crossing wiki. I'm kidding. The Animal Crossing wiki is a terrible resource and you should use Wikipedia instead. And to be clear, I'm saying the Animal Crossing fandom wiki is bad, and Wikipedia is really good, and you should use Wikipedia, because it's not fandom. What do I get for all my resources? Nook children. Nook children, please. I know I have a lot of iron. I think I'll just... What is this? I got completely stun-locked by this crafting recipe. Oh. I do not appreciate the physics. Let's see. I've got quite a bit of iron in my storage. So I could make something that's, like, made of iron. Like a frying pan. Ooh. So I don't think I want this for my actual town. Although I might. To be honest, this is kind of a good looking fence for what I'm going for. Like if I want sort of like a mysterious part, a mystical part. This is a heck no. This doesn't fit the vibe of my island at all. You know what, let's go ahead and just craft 10 helmets. Is that enough? Is that 10,000 bells worth of iron put into a helmet? Yep. Okay. Well, we did it. We found the best way to make bells in Animal Crossing New Horizons. First, you have 50 iron, and then you craft all of it into Knight's helmets. And there's no way there's a better way to make money than that. Loan payment. Pay from pockets. And I have 29,000 bells left to my name. Heck yeah. Alright, Thomas, give me a loan.